So you can contact me. I didn't put the email address, but you can contact me in my LinkedIn and Twitter. It's a old icon. It's okay, but just so you can contact me there later. Okay, right? So agenda for us is pretty simple. I want to make now security in general is pretty complex, right? I make it simplified because there are a lot of things maybe a lot of people don't know a lot of things. So I make it simplified of think so you get the idea, right? We also talk about the different threat factors and the advisory which can impact your GenAI application. It's just not Azure, it could be any other Copilot or anything M65 for suite of technologies, right? Anything can impact, right? And then we also talk about how the Microsoft approach for responsible AI. We see some tips and tricks that how Microsoft by default is enabling the security for you, and you can actually fine tune on the latest stage, which I show you in my demo. Okay, and then we see the data security in terms of one tool which is called as Microsoft Purview. If you know about previously a couple of years back, what is a compliance center is now renamed, rebranded with more features. It was a Microsoft Purview. And then we talk about how we can able to control the GenAI applications. I have one of my customers who mentioned that, Aro, we don't want to have Amazon applications, GenAI applications, any way we can control. So using Purview, we can do it. So these are the, although many topics, but I can make it as a case study that how we can make it. So I have a scenario through which we can do it, right? Because with the scenario, and with the practical demos, you can be able to understand, because just a theory don't make an impact as you do the demo, right? So I do the I will cover in my scenario a theory and also a practical way in the demo perspective. Okay. Now, why GenAI applications as a guardian of the GenAI applications is why so important, right? The first of all is very important to take note is that. Our applications 85%. What is 85% talking about, right? Now this is coming not from Microsoft, but it's coming from many surveys from across the globe, right? So 85% to many organizations, they feel that a lot of benefits they are getting, and also getting improvement. Like example, your Copilot, you have your M65 Copilot, the Office, Outlook, many things. So we can do a lot of innovation. That is something which many organizations are using it, right? However, what the people, I think I'm talking about C-level. C-level people, they think that cyber security and it's a very harmful for the things, right? And the main thing is a big thing here is that the leader are banning the AI applications, right? So I can do, oh, okay, how Aru, you're telling me that 85% of the organizations are talking about the benefits. Then on the latest stage, you're talking about 48% are banning. Why? And you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. The big, I give some names. You tell me that these are really in real thing. Think about telcos. You must be knowing Samsung. You know about Apple. You know about Verizon from USA, right? Right? They're banning ChatGPT. Why? The reason being, sir, the content, right, is anyone can do it, right? Anyone can make a summary and share it to the management that is working fine, right? And it's also it's security, right? Example, some content is coming from some bedrock from Amazon, right? Is it correct? We don't know, right? So why people are scared? The C-level, your C-level security officer or your CEO or whatever, or CFO, they want to control and banning it. So think about big banks. We talk about telcos, big banks like JP Morgan. We're talking about Bank of America, talk about Goldman Sachs. They are also banning it, yeah. And then we talk about big tech giants as well. Think about Microsoft, think about Google, think about Amazon, Nvidia, right? They are also banning. The main reason of banning is just for security, it's also their protective data. Think about the new iPhone. Think about the new Samsung S26, which is coming, right? So people can copy and can restrict it, right? So this is something which people about the oversharing part, right? And here, and just 48% we talk about how we can control it, right? So in my entire demo, talk about how that 48% we make to maybe 10% or maybe 5% to make it easy, that how we can easily control it, right? That is our main agenda to securing your GenAI. You'll be a guardian of your organization than by protecting your AI applications. Okay. Now, the most important aspect we have to talk about is the oversharing, which I mentioned, right, about the new iPhones and new project. Think about I'm not talking about the big tech giants. Think about your own organization. Think about big banks. Think about healthcare, right? And we are making some medicines. We're making some health thing which is like not tested it out and is shared with the user public. Not good, right? So oversharing is something which is a big impact for the organizations. And also, if you notice that we have so many, every 2-3 days we are getting a new model from Meta, from Google, from again from ChatGPT. So we always have a new risk. Are these new models are safe? We don't know, right? We have to be checked first and then we roll out. So these emergent AI risks are super important to govern, right? And then we also have a model vulnerabilities, right? So this is very important that each model have some weakness, right? And can be easily hacked by some smart people, right? Smart people, I mean hackers, I mean here, okay? Right now, what we want to achieve is that there are two models, two ways which we can use it. I'm talking about just Microsoft stack. I'm not talking about Google and Amazon, right? I'm talking about Microsoft stack, right? So first we know that we have pre-built applications, right? Name it, how many pre-built applications. Think about Azure AI Builder, right? Which Power Apps, Power Automate. Think about the Power BI. So we have pre-built applications, right? Amazingly good, right? So Microsoft controls it. Everything is there. But the main challenge comes when you're doing a custom application that makes life difficult or challenging, right? And here we talk about how we can control and govern it. Governance is a very important part, right? So why I'm talking about the custom applications can use low code, no code solution, even pro code. So that is something we want to understand, that using the custom GenAI applications, right? Your Copilot, your Azure API AI agents, how we can use it, right? So that is something we talk about. So it is not demo, it's in my slide deck. We have a demo soon. But first thing first, we talk about the risk, right? So first thing first, we have something called as a thing about a user, right? I think about a user, right? And the interacting with your GenAI application. It could be your Copilot Studio. It could be your Azure AI agent, right? And maybe asking a question about, I have some data. I'm talking about real data, right? That I have some finance data, and I want to use that one of the customer who is financial institute in maybe in Mumbai, and I want to get the data, right? Now, what we do, right, we have something as AI orchestration, can be used by Copilot Studio or by Power Automate. And then there are a lot of other things can be done as again, using Copilot or by Azure AI applications. So we can use Copilot Studio or we can use AI structure. That is something which we can be done, right? AI plugins, we can do, no issue with that. That is the main crux, right? So now everything is happy. What happened is that when we try to interact, right, then we get a different kind of threat. So this particular slide deck is about the all happy things, right? Then we have something the bad things happening to the AI threats, right? So when we try to interact, right, so we can have a usage. One thing is the AI usage here. This is our AI usage. So AI usage, what happening, right? We can have some prompt injections. If you know about the SQL injections, same thing here. So some user, some kind of a plugin can actually inject something which is can do impact to your data, real data. right? And also can have unauthorized data as well, right? And the over reliance, right? We are too much reliance on AI. So these are the things which are damaging from just starting from the AI, right? Then comes to the second tier, which is your AI application, right? AI application, right? Here you can have some data poisoning. So the people can inject some data. There are so many people I've seen just in Asia and even in Europe and all. So they add some data poisoning. Data poisoning means that think about a hospital, right? And in hospital, I have some lung infection, and the data is giving you don't have lung infection, and the patient is okay, I don't have, but actually he has a lung infection. So that is a kind of data poisoning because you are giving the wrong information, right? Same thing for finance, thing about the defense as well, right? So that is some very important to talk about, that when you have a data poisoning is a very dangerous, right? And then we have people jailbreak. If you know about when the AI iPhone came into picture in 2007, a lot of people, even my friends, tried to do a jailbreak iPhones. Why? Why? The reason is that that time there's no much application and at iPhone, very less. So there are a lot of people add the custom applications which are not safe, and you lose your contract as well. So they add more things. So problem with jailbreak application is that you lose the support. Second thing is highly dangerous, right? Your phone can be uh, overheated, or you can hack as well, right? So same thing happened to AI application. Just think about iPhone to AI application, similar kind of scenario, right? Data leakage is similar kind of thing. So what we're trying to achieve is that whether it's your AI usage, whether your AI application or your own data platform, irrespective whether it's Google, whether it's your Amazon Bedrock, or your Copilot Studio or Azure applications, every hacker have this data poisoning. They can do model theft as well, right? I mentioned an example of data poisoning. They can actually manipulate the model so that you get scammed for that matter. So what to achieve here, that different pieces, whether it's AI usage, whether it's on the AI application, or whether you have a AI platform, or even for data, everything can be hacked or unsecure. The good thing that what Microsoft is trying to achieve, by default, inbuilt, they have the safety controls. Example, if I go to my AI usage, they have detect whether that particular prompt is correct or not, right? Whether the data is secure or not, whether the person is sharing his credit card information or not. So this is AI usage. Same thing applies in is a AI application. Whether we are able to see as a IT pro, whether somebody has shared external information to another partner, example, right? So we have to take the security team to take control of that. Same thing applied whether your governance of the model is there. So in short, what Microsoft is trying to achieve is that whenever you build a Copilot Studio application, or you're making Azure AI agents, whatever it makes, by default, Microsoft ensures that your applications are safe, right? Are safe, right? Irrespective of what happens, right? So this is something which is good. But what we can make our application more stronger, that 40%, 48% thing mentioned, right? Why people are C-level are so scared is because people don't know how to use the things, and we can fine tune to slightly more in depth so that the C-level, even the management, understand that okay, now your AI application is secure because you have implemented this strategy, that your AI applications is safe, secure, right? And that we will talk about in our next topic about the how the Microsoft approach for responsible AI, right? So when you go to Azure specifically, right, we have a lot of order of things. Example, there's something called as harm. We have security and quality, right? So example, somebody, if you go to ChatGPT or put something like I want to kill a puppy or something, right? then ChatGPT, even a Copilot also, sorry, we can't help you. Please check with your doctor or talk to us, a psychiatrist to see whether how he can help, right? Because I want to kill a puppy, right? Very is harmful content, right? But think about the prompt injection as well, right? I want to harm my organization. It's not possible now. Why? Because Microsoft or by default use the default again this could be a not in preview, but I just want to show when I was doing a demo previously last month, it was in preview, right? So in general, the security it will be blocked, right? So somebody adds some kind of impromptu injection, it will be blocked, right? So the AI platform will be not to be impacted, right? And same thing upon to the groundedness, right? Whether I am correct information, whether it's a fact checking, everything is actually checked here as well, right? Whether in giving up this sort of fake information throughout, right now. So what we can see that whether the image is correct, right? Or the maybe some sensitive information of a project and is a visual diagram. Is it open to public? No, right? So Microsoft allows to check these filters using called as contact safety, through which you can actually secure, right? That is something which is a beauty of the Microsoft platform, right? You don't have to do anything. I mean, wow, so many things. So you can everything which is from weapons to bullifying terrorists to religions to disability, anything. And so Microsoft have this kind of rules inside. Risk, right? Mitigation is already part of that. So you don't have to control. However, it's important that because we are targeting 48% people who are not able to know, then we make ensure that our AI application is strong, and we show in the demo, right? Now, in the fourth aspect, that how we can secure, right? I give you first part. The first part we talk about the generally AI applications, what does. Then we talk about the security threats, about the model theft. We talk about data poisoning. We talk about the insecure plugins, insecure AI agents. So all of these things can be done. Now we talk about the next topic, which is called as security. Right now, that is the main topic we're talking about in this scenario. That how we can our application more secure, right? So in that context, what Microsoft has given to us is that has given an integrated approach which has trustworthy for the secure AI applications, right? So we are working on Microsoft security, okay, and also working on the AI applications. Yeah, both together, right? Both worlds we are talking about, right? Now, in this particular area, we are talking about Purview. Okay, we're talking about Purview, and we're talking about Azure AI, the main topic. And we also talked about something, a defender for cloud. Okay, it's too much information. Don't worry, I will share everything with you in the demo. But just want to give you in 45 minutes, it's difficult to track everything. But it gives you what is preview, or what is a purview, what is Azure AI, what is a defender. In my demo, you get some basic idea, right? So I mentioned to you that earlier the Purview was named as a compliance center. Now we have more things to control. We have our control our applications, the AI applications. Security is important. So that is handled by Purview. Now, one thing to take note, this is coming only by E5, right? So maybe many organizations might not have it, right? So, but the only good thing is that if you are even in E3, you can go and choose add-ons. Example, I want to have my browser to be used only by Microsoft, not by Google. So if you don't have E5, what I can do, I can go to E3 and purchase an add-on, right? So that is also possible if your organization doesn't have E5, because E5 may be costly for many organizations, but you can get plugins, add-ons on E5, right? So and then we can also build an AI application. So main thing is that when you build an applications, you are fortifying, you are securing, you are a guardian of the applications using your security and governance. Okay, so these both parts, from the Azure AI applications with the security, and also app security, that I want to block only Microsoft, only Google and Amazon, nor my Microsoft technology can use it. They can use Copilot Studio, they can use Azure AI application. Yes, they're good, but here I am just blocking the thing. So here I'm also blocking the Defender as well. Defender is very big project, a project as well, but I'm giving you a glimpse what is possible, right? So I'm talking about three parts: Purview, Azure AI applications, and third part is a Defender for cloud. Again, in the demo, I will show you everything, right? Now, what I will do in my demo, we have going to demo soon. Let me drink my water also. It's pretty hot here, right? What we want to do, we want to control and have a compliance. Very important to have compliance, right? The first thing part, we want to have some risk assessment, right? So example, many organizations, they want to have a want to block the ChatGPT or any. There are so many perplexity, many applications. So I want to block it. So what I can do, I can have a policy. Again, I have 5 demos, 5 steps. You have 5 demos also with that. So I can have my devices onboarded, maybe have 5,000 users, and then all my 5,000 users can just use Microsoft stack of AI tools. They can't use the Gemini or Azure or any third-party AI tool. They can't use it, right? Because my Copilot thing, the organization thinks that the only technology which is safer at this point of time is Microsoft. Maybe not Google, not Amazon, maybe third party. So we are blocking it, right? Second thing, we can also able to configure the risk levels, right? So here you can see here that in my, when I configure in organization called Contoso, I want to enable it that if the user are using a sensitive information, right? Maybe a very sensitive governance healthcare product, and if somebody is sharing it, then the security team and the manager should be prompted, right? Same thing if the user is using medium thing, then it will be also shared with the users, with that tool manager, right? That is not. But what about if item is just minimal risk, it's just for working for a finance document, and I'm sharing with maybe with some external people who are working with me for the project? Yes, okay, it's minimal risk. So these kind of risks can be easily handled with your by adaptive AI. And adaptive AI use machine learning kind of technologies. It's very easy to just buy some checkboxes, right? Okay. And other things which I mentioned to you, that you can configure a DLP policies if the information is coming from an AI tool, and you want to put into maybe in your Word document, right? So if you copy a non-Microsoft product to in Word or Excel or in Outlook, it will be blocked, right? So these blocking thing can be done as a DLP policy, right? And the fourth one is the adaptive thing. Think about a user who's from HR, and he's selling the information for 1 year. After that, he's leaving the organization. He's sharing with multiple devices. So what adaptive AI does is checking whether why this user is sharing this information with external people. So machine learning will kick in, and that user will be blocked, right? And the good thing is that just one checkbox you do and you are safe, right? So these are the things are very easily implemented. What is important is that you must have your data to be secure, right? So I have still have 18 minutes, 1/8. So let me share some demo on what we covered so far, and then we just close it. So I just close this my slide deck, and I shared in my thing. Okay. Okay, this is my tenant. Okay, and when I go to my API, go to my security and compliance, I can see there. Okay, here I can see that I have a security and compliance. I just click here because it's pretty slow right now. I don't know why. So I just refresh this one. Okay, now this is I'm showing about it's a walkthrough. I'm watching what I'm sharing with you is a walkthrough of a Defender for apps, right? Defender for apps, right? Now you can see here that when I go to incidents, think about somebody attacked, right? Or insider information I'm sharing with him, right? So when I click on, you can is high, right? So some explanation is oversharing is happening, right? So I can see that what happened. Who is this user? I can see a DLP policy is impacted. It's a DLP, and also Singapore, UK policy is also impacted, right? So what I can do, I can click on the my incident. This is the user, and what he trying to share with the OneDrive is a personal details. So in that, I mentioned that my policy is triggered, and that this user is sharing a personal details. Maybe he's sharing his information to maybe another company, or sharing some with some illegal content, different illegal entity, right? Maybe not so safe, right? So that's why you can see that you can see a mind map here, that what kind of content and which talent he was using, right? So this is very simply because I have implemented Office 365 and DLP policies. That's why you can see typically the DLP policy takes at least 1 to 2 days, depends. It could be a 1 hour or 2 days. So I just want to give you that how it will be impacted, right? So the second thing is when I go here, let me go to the to assets, right? Click on the assets, right? These are the people who are impacted, right? So I can see those people in, right? So there's some critical information, yeah. There's some high profile, incidents had been used. So this is you give you just a one small dashboard. You see that which particular person was used that particular product, which particular. So everything now is a yeah. So I can using the KQL. It's kind of a hunting thing. I'm not showing that thing. Just want to give you that a lot of information it can be shown to you, right? That is something which we'll go for, right? Yeah. And then what I will do, I'll go to the cloud app security, right? Let me go to cloud discovery. What I'm sharing you that how you as a normal user or IT pro and as a governance tool, you can see that how easily you can configure it. No coding required, but just to give a glimpse that how you can easily use those applications. Right now, okay, I just want to give, yeah. So this is the cloud app. Now you can see that multiple Microsoft technologies and also third-party applications can be done, right? So I just go to GenAI applications because we are guardian of GenAIs. So I go and I check that, and this is, let me just click on that. Actually, okay. Now you see that I have some GenAI applications, right? I have my use case is that I want to block. I want to block all the AI tools except Microsoft. So what I will do, I will search, go for maybe Amazon Gen Alex. I saw that is a very good tool. There's Amazon there for many years and all. So it has a security and all. But problem is that our organization want to block it, right? So what I do, I just click on the unsanctioned, which means when the user select, there are 5,000 users and in your Contoso, right? Maybe in Singapore, India, Mumbai, Delhi, and other places, right? So when anyone try to access a Poly or any other tool, right, they can't access it, right? So I'm blocking directly there. Even I can block. I've just blocked my Gemini as well, right? Because this is the organization's thing. Now you see that I mentioned that they keep adding new things. Now, if you know about Notebook LLM, it's an amazingly good tool I'm using every day. It's amazingly good. So I can just search for content and then make a podcast and then make a mind map. Amazingly good tool. But my organization want to block it. So I just click on Notebook LLM, and the first thing I've done, I block my GenAI applications, and my first thing is done. right? Now that is something we want to do it later on, right? So this was the configuration, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to show the things on that, right? Okay, and then I want to also show to you the settings, right? Why settings is required? Because I mentioned to that Contours have 5,000 users, right? So those 5,000 users should be blocked as well, right? They should be enabled as well. So in my scenario, I've already enabled. This is by default is off. I enabled the network indicators and also cloud app applications. These two were by default off, so enabled, so that whenever the user is trying to use the GenAI applications, they can't use it. Because if you don't turn off these things, although I have disabled it, but the endpoints, all 5,000 users still able to use it because I have not enabled this. So two things I have done to secure my AI applications. This is very common scenario. Even my organizations, few other organizations, healthcare, the Ministry of Healthcare, or whether it's finance companies, they mostly block it because this is the reason, right? Now we know how to control it, right? We can just use Microsoft, right? So that's the one thing we can do, right? The other things I want to show you is about the Purview, right? So this is the Purview. Let me show you the user interface again. Earlier it was a Microsoft Compliance Center. Now we is called as a Purview, right? This is a new interface. Microsoft keep adding new features for us. Now you can see all the things at this point of time. So my main motive to show you how we can protect our AI applications, right? So this is the data procuring for AI. So this is the data security for AI. I'm just doing it. Now, again, I mentioned to you, anything which you do on the tenant level, it takes half a day or 1 hour or to a few hours. So I have already enabled a lot of things inside. Just want to give you a context, right? By default, this activate, those 4 things won't be enabled for you. But once it's just click add, you just activate, and it will be working for you. What I want to show you that the devices I've enabled, because I have a VM which has around 5,000 users. So I've already enabled it, protected the users, right? Now, one thing I will also do it is that I want to show you that there are new AI regulations coming. So example, in India, we have a new AI regulations coming all the way. Think about Singapore, the new AI applications about DeepSeek. In India, they might be blocking it. Maybe in Singapore, they're not blocking it because they feel that, okay, this DeepSeek is maybe useful, right? So it depends on the each country. So AI regulations are based on the organizations. Also, it's based on your country as well, right? So this is something which we can do it. Now, what I want to show to you is that I want to show you that there are a lot of recommendations which we can enable, right? So the first thing first is that I want to fortify it, maybe to securing, maybe want to guardian of my data security. I create a policy, right? So when I click on this policy, I just did it yesterday only, but I mentioned it take half a day or something. So I just want to show you, right? So one of the examples, very common examples that showed you that Samsung and banks, they block it, is because of that, right? They want to block the sensitive AI insights, right? So all your data, all your thing, whether this is Chrome or Firefox, they can't use it, right? Except I configured that only Microsoft AI tools can be done. So if I click on view policy, click on that policy, it will show me a DLP policy. What is a DLP policy? Is for protection for your sensitive information, right? So if I go for this particular information, right? Where is my, yeah, this is one. Yeah, this is the one which I enabled, right? You click on this, added the policy. It may take some time because the user interface is bit laggy at this point of time. I don't know why it's still showing up. Yeah. So yeah, finally working, right? So I just want to show you that what I have configured so far. I want to block my AI policies for non-AI products, and you can configure maybe if you want to a configuration just not for Copilot Studio. You want to block Copilot Studio, want to use only Azure application. Depends on how I want to do it. So what I can do, I can just click on next. I can configure the locations. Maybe I just want to define a policy. So maybe just not on devices. I want to configure these policies both for SharePoint, for Teams, and all other instances. Right? I click on next. This is the way you can do it. Something happened. I don't know. I think I can. Okay, I think I can't configure this thing because it's already pre-configured. Okay, it's yeah, see here. So what I can do, I can block it. I have to block, right? So this is all the blocking. So what I have configured now, you can configure it, depends on your organization, or can you block it for other things as well. So this is the blocking for all the users. I click on edit. Okay, and then you can configure, you can add more conditions if you want to do, right? And here I mentioned to you that pasting from the data, I can just block it. I click on that. You see here, all GenAI applications are audit, but I can block it. I want to block all GenAI applications here. This is one of the examples that I can configure, right? I can click on save. I can go to next. Yeah, I can just turn on immediately. So I can, which means I already tested out this my policy. Click on next. It's done for that. Now it will, one thing to take note is that it will work for Edge for the extensions you have to install on Chrome and also on Firefox. Edge will work beautifully, but the extensions you have to add install separately. You have to click on submit, and this is the way you can actually configure it. Okay. Yeah, so this is something which I showed you. The second thing which what our use case is that I want to have a sensitive labels, right? So example, I want to configure my sensitivity labels inside as well. So click on that. So already created. So my sensitivity labels are already configured. Where I installed, I have configured in the on the DLP policies level. I show you DLP policies soon. I want to show you what I can do for the security. Now I want to see risky interaction, right? So I click on here. I create a new policy that inside the information. Think about a user want to share information with the external user, not external users, right? So it can be have some kind of a Copilot experience with other users, right? It could be a. So what we can do, we create a new policy here. Just what this policy will perform it, checking whether the user has some risky prompts. I mentioned about security, right? Risky prompts. So here I can create a new policy, and under that, I can configure irrespective which particular area, whether I want to configure on SharePoint or I want to configure for maybe for all the areas, maybe just not SharePoint. Maybe I want to do for OneDrive, for Teams, everything that can be easily configured, right? So that is a beauty of your Azure AI on Purview, that very easily you can configure it, right? And these are the things we can able to see, right? So now, because I don't have much data, so you can't see much data, but the policies you can see, these are all the policies which I configured. You see, I have configured the DLP policies. I have also just now we configured, right? Just now today, configured the risky policy, right? It configured. So lot of policies. I know installation and configuration is very easy, but when you work for your end users, when you work for your with your C-level executives, you have to show a demo to them, right? That how it can be useful, right? And then only they will implement, right? Adding this checkboxes and all is just the easiest thing you can ever do. What is not easy is convincing the user that 48% people I'm talking about who are banning the GenAI applications because they don't have visibility how the application can actually be strengthened, right? So this is the way we can do it, right? So these are the all the ways we can able to configure, and all the policies we can configure on that, right? So let me go to DLP policy, and let's create one other DLP policy for AI applications. So I have a lot of policies. I do a lot of demos, so I have a lot of policies here. So I create policy. This is a one policy I just want to show you, right? So I just click on this policy. Yeah, so this is for not for blocking, it is for sensitive information. So Copilot in Copilot Studio or other places, if an organization want to block it, right? Then, example, I have very sensitive data from the hospital information, right? And if I don't control it, obviously it will be oversharing. Here, directly we can just doing it, and we can just do the simulation and see how it will react. So this is just one dashboard. You can see that very easily you can configure this your information protection. You can see all the policies, everything in very easy way, right? So this is something I want to show you, that using the many ways. I mean, in a 45 minutes is difficult to show everything, but give you the basics of how the security can be strengthened using Purview, and how the your defender using blogging some use cases which I shared with you, how easy is done. Then you can have a clear idea, right? I can give a 5 hours demos on how it can be done, but just want to give you a preview that how the GenAI application can be saved, secured, and then you can easily strengthen your organization's skill and also your production without going into that 48% people who are banning it, because now we have understanding that how I can easily control which particular DLP policy I have to configure, which particular insider information policy to be configured, and then we are good to go. So that is my end-to-end, not everything I shared with you, but at least you have a glimpse of how it works. Okay, so yeah. Anyone have questions so far? Maybe I talk a lot here, but yeah. Anyone have a question so far? You can ask me.